Hello, this is Vex, and welcome back to Tyranny. If you may recall, in our last episode, we pretty much spent the entire time talking to our walking suit of armor, more or less, Barrick. In this episode, we're ideally going to finish the
I
up in
got it.
the disfavored camp and go on to probably the Scarlet Chorus camp. Got a blacksmith over here. His name is Isotanis. Let's talk with him. It's always nice to be good in with the local blacksmith now, isn't it? Definitely a member of the disfavored. Isotanis curses the air as a blade of thin iron breaks in half beneath his hammer. Repairing weapons with scrap isn't exactly why I got into this craft, but our supplies are spent. He wipes sweat from his brow and gets a better look at you. Why not forge bronze? Bronze will do in a pinch, but don't get me wrong, it can take a beating and be bent back into shape, unlike this stubborn iron we have here. He glances at a pile of his work with dread. And we always have plenty of tin and copper lying around, so supplies aren't the problem. It's a rare smith who can turn out military grade bronze consistently. More often than not, it comes out soft. Look around camp. We're grabbing the Legion. We're garbing the head to toe Legion head to toe in iron because it's cheaper. Wait, we're garbing the Legion head to toe in iron because it's cheaper and easier to produce for the masses. Couldn't do that with bronze. Oh, I see. He looks Barrick up and down. Of course, some of us go overboard from time to time. They call the disfavored the Iron Legion for a reason. Strategy and skill may be our backbone, but our claws are made of iron. Our claws are made of iron. The good stuff comes from the smiths in Lethian's Crossing. We know something about Lethian's Crossing, don't we? He did mention something about an iron shortage, though. I'm afraid so. The last shipment sent down the Mittani went missing near Echo Hall Crossing, and I'm afraid we won't be seeing any more now that the valley is sealed. Forge-bound iron is Tunon's responsibility. Why is it this is the first I'm hearing of it? Keep your voice down. Isotanis flinches and lowers his own. Graven Ash doesn't want to cause panic or pass any information to the Vedrian Guard. Best case scenario, the iron tumbled off a boat and is rusting on a riverbed. Worst case, it ends up in enemy hands. Okay, you can say we've been instructed to aid in the Echo Hall operation, which is true, and we'll keep an eye out. You can just say if we find ourselves in Echo Hall, we'll keep an eye out, or what embarrassing display of incompetence, count me out. Well, that'll definitely anger everyone. Well, let's be truthful and just say we're going there anyway, we'll keep an eye out. I'd appreciate that. As does the great general. More than you might guess. Maybe he isn't quick to offer his thanks to outsiders, but I know he'll be grateful for your help. It would be a boon to the war effort if our iron was recovered. Well, you can trust us to handle it. We are a trustworthy sword, aren't we? We gained disfavored with the disfavored. I knew that Tunon wouldn't have dispatched you without good reason. The court isn't known for gambling when the stakes are high. He glances to a crate beside him and points to a small set of notches on the wood. See that? That is how we tell our iron shipments from the rest. Inconspicuous so people don't go snooping around. You want to keep your eye out for those. Good hunting. Need anything else? No. If we were a soldier guild apprentice, we'd have other options to say. As it is, we can just shop. And we got that new quest. Now we can buy all sorts of things, mostly iron it looks like. I think I'm going to buy... Oh, we don't have the money. We're pretty poor. I guess we won't be buying anything yet now, will we? Now, there is one more merchant that I'm aware of in this area. It is this gentleman right here. Pentabor. Hail to you, guardian of the law. The man dressed in merchant finery greets you with a smile. If you have a few extra rings weighing you down, best unburden yourself before battle. You know that if the disfavored suffer a merchant in their camp, there must be a man selling only the finest in provisions and armaments. He points to the collection of shields, rations, satchels, wineskins, and other sundries. Take a look and see if you need anything. Notice he's got a whole bunch of different things that we can actually could have said if we were of a different background. We're not, so we don't have those options. Let's ask him how he came to work with the disfavored, though. Hard work and good suppliers. When Tunon's men came to my village, all the merchants were given different lists of what they were or weren't permitted to trade. He smiles, hands on his hips. In Karas's wisdom, my record must have been a good one, because I was given the right to trade in all manner of goods, most importantly arms. Not a lot of merchants can legally sell weapons. It was like that even before Kairos. Well, let's see what he has for sale. He sells some basic things. Now, you remember what I mentioned about different weapon types. We have this one-handed sword, we have a two-handed sword, while Barrick has this one-handed sword. I think we'll buy Barrick a one-handed hammer for use. Oh, too bad we don't have 5 copper, because he has a sigil of frost, which would let us use ice magic. Hang on a second. Don't we? Aha, we do have a whole bunch of stuff we can sell, which I totally forgot to do at the other merchant. I'll keep this. Don't need the iron sword. I'm going to keep that hide, knowing things in the future. We'll need those in the future for, well, weapons. Don't need that. Don't need that. Those. Sell those. Alright, now, you'll notice despite the fact that we're buying this bronze hammer, he's still going to be paying us 13 bronze rings and another 24 copper rings, which means we will have enough leeway to also buy this sigil of frost, and he's still going to be giving us some money. Haha, awesome. Let's do that. Perfect. Now, Barrick, you can have that hammer. That's not the one I meant. Alright. I will, of course. We've got the best lore, so I'll just quickly read the frost sigil. Right in between recordings, I'll set up some spells for our characters. Mainly us, as we'll be using the frost spell. I don't believe we began to trade with this guy. We did, oh, look at this. Thank you for talking the disfavored from doing worse. Sad times we live in when making a humble living is branded a crime. Oh, so we can kind of get us a discount maybe. So, what was saving your hide worth? Oh, well, naturally. Hungan clears his throat, his face showing a flash of a scowl. One good deed deserves another. Well, when I have my shop up and running, I'll sell you provisions for a song and give you a proper bounty on my old bits of weaponry you find. On any odd bits of weaponry you find. Provided that, he jabs you with a finger. You keep standing up for me. You keep standing up for me should those iron goons try to rough me up a second time. Verse. You were lucky with us before, merchant. Take care that you don't challenge your luck again. Alright, as I mentioned, I guess 2 videos ago now, he's a merchant. So let's see. Oh, we have a new expression. Wait, do we know this yet? No, I don't think we have the lore to learn it yet. But let's buy. Oh, it's going to use up almost all of our money, though. Well, we're going to need it eventually. So, let's get it. Yeah, we don't have the lore to use it, to learn it yet. No, but if you look here, expression which is used in spells that alter a target's armor. So it'll add some armor piercing to our spells. Well, that's pretty awesome. Alright, let's add a few potions. Oh, I guess we could have sold a few things. I'm going to give Barrack a few extra potions. You'll notice he stacks 10 stacks of potions. I'll give us 3 more. And Verse, she's going to stick in the back, so she doesn't need potions quite yet. You'll notice when I hover over the potion, this lesser healing potion, it instantly restores 25% of your total health, which is pretty strong overall. I think I will give us some new items. Now this whetstone will give us +2 to armor penetration for 300 seconds. It's pretty good. Barrack, how about you take this potion of protection? I'm going to take this marshberry off you. What does this mushroom do again? Oh, could have sold that. Verse, what is your things? You have this scarlet poison. Oh, that's pretty good. It adds a poison effect on her skill weapon attacks. That's good. What's this rot spear? We'll sell that the next time we go to a merchant. So you'll notice all of us have 4 weapon slots to begin with. Eventually we'll be able to get some more. Well, that's neither here nor there. Can't use that. So we're done here at the disfavored camp for now. Now you'll notice we've got a few things that have opened up since the last time we were on the map. We could go straight for Echo Call Crossing, which is the main thing that the disfavored asked us to help with. We could go to this northern clearing, which is where the Earthshakers were last seen. We'll have to do both eventually, but we also got the Scarlet Chorus camp. That's only an hour and a half away. But the Iron Marshal also mentioned that the Scarlet Chorus may need some help. And, well, it never hurts to have extra allies. Alright. Good take. Oh, we're ambushed by the Veteran Guard. We can go no further until we deal with them. Alright, I guess we're gonna deal with them. Looks like the fighting's starting early. Well, maybe. Guess we'll see. And we go running up. Oh, look at that.
That's far enough, Fatebinder.
A woman's voice from atop a nearby outcropping flashes of aquamarine body paints peek out from under her loose-fitting traveler's garb, and her outfit is fashioned in braids and knots of a sailor's line. Flanked on either side by warriors dressed in veteran guard regala, the woman leans on her elaborate bladed staff, pulsing with arcane energy. A swath of blue fabric rests straight over her arm. What is this aquamarine? Pale blue. This blue body paint, bladed staff, and complex braided attire are the traditional trappings of the School of the Tides. Oh, we heard that the veteran guard have a water witch in them. I guess this is her. According to Fatebinder Regalis, the majority of the school fled before the coming of Kairos. The remainder were last seen during the first campaign in Vedrian's Well. School of Tides traditionally studies the magic of water and grave lights. And without hovering over the swath of blue fabric, this essentially means I've come to talk. And, well, I guess we might listen to it. You will notice, however, she has a special picture on top of her name, and she's voiced, at least partially. I guess she might be pretty important to the game.
In accordance with ancient customs north and south, I offer and request a delay of blade. There are matters we must discuss without fear of reprisal.
The woman bows deeply, lowering her head in practiced display of etiquette. The warriors by her remain in a ready stance, their nerves clearly on edge. Well, we could draw our weapon and say, run away. We could say, you would detain a Fatebinder of the Archon of Justice? Unwise. Just glare. You have me at a disadvantage. Or we could be kind and diplomatic. Well, as a diplomat, well, we're not really diplomats. That's not our background, but we kind of act as one sometimes. I think we're going to say, in accordance with ancient customs north and south, I abide by this truce.
As is our custom, we are ready to kill to defend our lands. But we kill only in fair battle. We don't slay our prisoners.
Oh.
We know this isn't Kairos' way, but we must have hope.
Oh, so they don't kill their prisoners. They just take them captive. Keep them as POWs.
A few of my kin have gone missing, and though they may have perished, I have to inquire on the off chance they still live. If Captain Tarkus Deimos still lives, we would negotiate for his release.
If you remember, this Captain Tarkus Deimos was that man that the Scarlet Chorus and the Disfavored were fighting over. The one that we essentially assigned to die. We could tell the truth and say that he's dead, because by now he probably is. Lie saying he's with the Scarlet Chorus. Or, again, we can lie and say we found him and let him go. That would be lying, obviously. We'd just say, sorry, it means nothing. Assuming he's our prisoner, what would you offer in exchange? We could simply not negotiate or attack. Well, we are currently engaged in negotiations. Even though he's probably dead, let's see what they're offering in exchange.
We would offer you 5 choirmen that got lost on patrol. They're healthy. Got other limbs, too.
Oh, that's good.
I would not have us barter with oathbreakers. Certainly not for anything less than disfavored lives.
You say there's something worth less than a disfavored life. Call me intrigued.
These two are cats and dogs, aren't they? But they'll certainly make life interesting. Well, even though they're willing for a prisoner exchange of 5 to 1, the guy's dead.
I see.
Oh, he
That
gained
is
loyalty.
as I feared, but thank you for telling me all the same. I prefer closure to wishful thinking.
Interesting, we gained loyalty with her. And she has her own loyalty. That's rather interesting. I wonder if she's going to be a special character later.
If I may make one more inquiry. What of Palox Tyrell? Did he survive?
Palox Tyrell. I believe he was the one that took that disfavored prisoner and was killed. Well, it's one or the other. One of them was taken prisoner and the other was killed. I can't remember which. You could tell her another dead Oathbreaker. Whomever you will ask about next, I assure you, nothing can be done. We can again say he's dead too. We can lie he's with the chorus. We don't know who he is, or just attack. Well, let's be short and sweet and just say he's dead. She nods slowly, saying nothing for a long moment.
My apologies, Fatebinder. I had a terrible feeling this errand was in vain from the start.
Sounds like she would have made the deal a little less sweet on our end and offered us 5 people for 2 instead of 5 for 1.
I had no expectations that our friends could be saved, as I'm sure the time for swapping prisoners is long gone. But at least I know of what became of them. That'll have to be enough.
We could just bow deeply and say, sorry. Let's ask her some questions, because we don't know anything.
We shouldn't be socializing with Oathbreakers.
I will entertain them as best I can. After all, understanding is the only hope we have. What is it you wish to know?
And although Barrick does have a point that we shouldn't be socializing with these people as they are our enemy, they might offer us some useful information. Well, let's see. Let's ask her about why did they resist Kairos? Why are they trying to save?
I grew up without my knee bent to Kairos, and if I'm going to bow to someone, let it be another Tearsman. We've ruled ourselves just fine for centuries, so we'll give our lives so that our sons and daughters might rule themselves.
That's definitely not going to work. We can go on and say the Younger Realms were beset with constant battle. You'd prefer that to Kairos' order. Only your daughters are really free in the Tears. Why fight against Kairos' equality? Oh, sounds like the Tears are a matriarchy. What makes you think you have a chance? But a mage like you would not be the subject of such superstition and fear under Kairos' reign. Well, mages are granted power, I suppose, but I say we ask why she's fighting against Kairos' equality.
There's freedom, then there's trusting idiots with power. Give a man 1,000,000 marauders, he'll lose sleep worrying over his neighbor's 1,000. I prefer my realms ruled by the braver sex. For centuries we've left the lands to the women, and the seas to the men. And we did plenty fine until Kairos came around.
Well, that's an interesting way of looking at it, but I personally have to disagree. I am one that believe in firm equality between both sexes. Now let's go on and say, but a mage like you wouldn't fear superstition.
I doubt life is any better sworn to some mad archon. I'd rather stand with my fellow Tearsmen. Or, I suppose, stand immediately behind them in the event of an attack.
Well, she's a mage. They're not exactly known for being strong fighters, are they? Well, strong physically. They're plenty strong with their magic. At that remark, the soldiers flanking her exchange shocked looks. Ebb turns her focus to her compatriots.
Yeah, you heard me. Way things were years back, you'd all be calling me a water witch and conspiring to sell me out to the nearest sage. Just because I'm helping you stop Kairos doesn't mean I've forgotten the hospitality of ages past.
Oh, she's a gem. But if true, that's... I guess she has a prerogative way of looking at it. It's probably the wrong word. Proactive way of looking at things.
And people wonder why the Tearsmen could never unite in time to fight back. It's refreshing to see that some things never change.
Oh, Verse. What makes you think you have a chance, Ab?
Oh, we don't. Those who believed Kairos could be stopped all died years ago, in the first wave of fighting. It's not about the hope of victory. It's about the hope of inspiring others. It is very likely we will fall here in Bendrian's Well. But perhaps others will arise elsewhere.
Well, that's a very pessimistic way of looking at things. We're going to lose anyway. But it begs the question, if you know you're going to lose, why fight at all? The younger realms were beset with constant battle. You'd prefer that to Kairos' order?
You make conflict sound like a bad thing. Yes, the younger realms saw frequent battles, but it was never this wholesale slaughter like we've seen of late. No Tearsman ever cast an edict on the soil, or forced prisoners to kill each other, or butchered beastmen tribes.
All things that have happened under Kairos' rule in the Tiers. She does have some point there. But a united front would have posed a much greater challenge to Kairos' army. Who knows, maybe they would have been able to stop us. Alright. How did your friends overthrow the garrison?
I would joke that the voices of Narat left the gate unlatched. But dozens of warriors lost their lives taking the citadel. There was no secret to it. We simply attacked with speed and certainty at a time when the Archons were elsewhere in the Tiers. The Scarlet Chorus had a rout, and what few disfavored soldiers were present made an impressive showing. But they were surrounded and overwhelmed once the chorus fled.
Well, the disfavored definitely seem more of a trained army, and we already know the Scarlet Chorus is a bit of a mob, so that kind of makes sense. Let's ask her, who's in charge?
Listen to you. Thinking just like the Overlord wants you to think. There always has to be a person in charge, or things don't make sense. Well, we don't answer to anyone. We are each of us sons and daughters of the Tiers, and take this task upon ourselves freely. But Captain Tarkus Ari, former Falksman of Queen Vendry and Alanta, is the voice we trust when we seek unanimity.
Oh, I don't think it's quite the way the Overlord wants us to think. I mean, there has to be a leader, otherwise it wouldn't make sense. I assume Tarkus Ari and Tarkus Deimos are related.
Yes. Deimos was Ari's brother. We were certain he was dead, but the captain takes family seriously. So I volunteered to find some answers. And now here we are.
Oh, looks like they speak differently than we do in the West anyway. More along the lines of old Far Easts, like Japan, I believe, with the family name first and then given name second. Now let's ask her about... There's prisoner swaps in the past?
That is our way, Binder. Here in the South, only thugs and bandits kill prisoners. The younger realms may be guilty of constant fighting, but we never slay each other when the battle's long over. We're not about to change that now.
Well, that is a very good way of thinking in my books.
As a rule, Kairos' forces haven't been keen on swapping prisoners. But I know our disfavored prisoners aren't prisoners anymore. I just assumed they were swapped for some of our own.
Or your people did kill them. Well, I suppose that's all we have to say.
Fair enough. But now a question for you.
Oh, she has questions for us.
The edict. I can feel its magic coursing through the air. Everyone can. But those of us enlightened to the currents of magic feel it most. The wording of the edict. What was it?
Now we can be coy and say that's for us to know, and you to find out. We could be truthful. Maybe if we're truthful, they'll just surrender to save all their lives, and the lives of their loved ones who are no doubt in the valley as well. We can glare. We can just lie. It's curse in the valley. Those disloyal to Kairos will weaken and die. That too may cause her to surrender, but I doubt it. Let's be truthful. Maybe we'll be able to get a diplomatic solution to this.
In the name of the vaunted North, the will of Kairos should be delivered with blade and hammer, not to the ears of oathbreakers and compromisers.
Well, we lost loyalty and gained fear with Barrack here. Oh well, I believe this might be a good way of doing things. You'll notice Beric decided to be our shield in this. That was probably intentional.
Curious. You did say all in the valley. So the edict will affect Kairos' forces? This is most unexpected.
Her eyes widen at your words. Let's lie and say, no, just the Oathbreakers. Again, maybe this will get her to suggest surrender.
So if the armies don't get us, the edict will. Well, thank you. I suppose it's good to know our days of anticipation will soon be over one way or another.
It doesn't look like it.
I've another question for you, if you will entertain it.
Well, we know Beric doesn't like this idea.
Are we really standing here and chatting with Oathbreakers? It's hard to watch. Like cuddling a goat you're going to kill for dinner.
Oh, very vibrant verse. But we now know both of our companions are not into this talking. But knowledge is power, as they say. Let's let her ask.
When I was young, my parents told me the Tears were special, and the Overlord's edicts and armies could never touch us. Seems I've been told a hefty sum of lies.
Yep.
So answer this honestly for me, please. Is it true that Tunon's Fatebinders can smell truth from falsehood?
We can lie and say, yes, lie. That's true. Falsehood on parchment is an especially rank smell to endure. Tell the truth, just glare, or we're done. I like this. Letting us know that falsehood on parchment is especially rank.
Curious. Then I would recommend against reading the work of the sages. You'd no doubt find it an offense to the senses. And Kairos' edicts. I have heard the sages speak at length that some of the edicts elsewhere in the world have been broken. How is this?
Can lie, say, no, you're mistaken. An edict is forever. It will end if the Overlord wills it. Lie, again, a strong enough anti-magical force can end an edict. Not that such things are common. We can use our lore skill, which is probably what I'll end up doing, and say, it varies based on the wording of the proclamation. If Kairos provides a clause allowing the edict to end, that clause is satisfied. The Overlord has some control over how long the edict lingers, but Kairos only knows the exact details. Well, that's definitely true, I'd say, but I'm going to use our lore skill here.
Ah, so some edicts are forever. The rest are, as long as Kairos has in mind? Needless to say, Kairos' magic is unlike anything we've seen in any Archon.
Well, he's above an Archon. Oh, look at that, we got one loyalty in Ebb already.
And one more mildly self-indulgent question, but I simply must know. Kairos, male or female?
That's an odd question. We can lie in both of whether he's man or woman. Or, I guess, we don't know. The Overlord is mother and father. The question is irrelevant. Honestly, don't know. You can glare or we're done. I say the question's irrelevant.
Fine, fine. I've heard that answer before. Sorry I asked. You'll forgive, I hope, the questions. The Overlord and his Archons used to be things of legend. Now they're everyday maladies, and I'm eager to separate the truth from the lies I've been told by house and guild. In accordance to our most ancient customs, let us depart in honorable accord. May peace find you, Fatebinder.
She bows deeply, pounding her staff to the ground twice before turning to leave. Alright. That was interesting. Oh, we gained a new message. Occasionally we will get these messages as well. Oh, this one's from Tunon, our direct boss. The will of Kairos. Vexx. Word has reached this court that you have issued the Overlord's edict to the Archons of War and Secrets. Know that we understand fully the weight of this burden and appreciate the loyalty you show in its declaration. Provided you survive this span, your service will be duly recognized. As you navigate the idiosyncrasies and mutual antipathy of our Overlord's War Masters, remember that Kairos watches all with interest. Those who distinguish themselves, whether Fatebinder or Archon, have the opportunity to rise in the Overlord's esteem. Even now, the Northern Court whispers that the more successful of the two Archons will be granted rule over the whole of the peninsula. Similarly, your fortunes rest upon the decisions you make. Choose wisely. Tune on, the Educator, Archon of Justice. Now we have 3 choices to respond. We can thank him, we can request clarification, or express dissatisfaction. You'll notice we have favor and wrath with Tune on himself. I think we need some clarification. Now, this is our response. Archon Tune on. Am I to understand that the Edict of Execution applies equally to all within the Valley of Vedrian's Well, Tearsman and Servant of Kairos alike? Is the Overlord truly willing to sacrifice both the Archon of War and Archon of Secrets, their armies, the farmers, and herdsmen of the region, and a Fatebinder of no small skill for the sake of killing a handful of his surgeons occupying a crumbling region? It is not said that the Overlord has no desire. Is it not said that the Overlord has no desire to rule over a wasteland? Or we can thank him. Allow me to express my deep appreciation for the opportunity. Few in the Empire have an honor of treating with the Archons. Fewer still of reading the empowered words of the Overlord. I endeavor always to emulate your exemplary foresight and judgment. I remain in all things your faithful servant. I'd say we'd probably going with this one, as the edict was rather self-explanatory. Now it's in transit for 1 day. I suppose our quests. Alright, at this point I think I will end the video. It's been going on for nearly 40 minutes now. In the next video we will definitely actually make it to the Scarlet Chorus camp. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope that you guys have a great day.